How you guys doing, and welcome to another Arca Garage video. Today we're gonna go over some of the weak points of Alfa Romeo 166. The number one for me is going to be the lack of new parts. Now I have good connections for auto parts. I work with multiple companies. However, getting new parts for this particular car can be quite challenging. The best example for that would be the bushings for the rear subframe and let's say like engine mounts and things like that. The weak point number two for me is going to be handling. Now this car still handles better compared to the other cars in its class. However, compared to some of the other Alphas that I personally have owned, this car doesn't handle as well. For example, the GT with 1.8 twin spark engine handles much better than this car. One of the reasons behind this is the engine position. You can see that this Busso engine is placed in front of the axles, which means that this car will ultimately tend to understeer. The weak point number three is going to be fuel consumption. Now this is a fairly large car, and these gasoline Busso engines tend to be quite thirsty. This particular one right here, which is a V6 turbo, when you drive it normally in the city, it's gonna take like 15 liters of gasoline. Now there are still the 2.4 JTD engine and 2.0 twin spark, which are going to be a bit more economical. The weak point number four for me is going to be the driving position. That might be just me personally, but I find it quite hard to get the right driving position on this car. The one on Alfa Romeo GT is for me spot on, and it doesn't really require much of the adjustment to get it perfect. The weak point number five is going to be design. However, that's only for some people. I personally think that Alfa Romeo 166 pre-facelift looks stunning. I like the eccentricity of it. I like the overall appeal. However, not everyone shares the same opinion as me. As the weak point number 6, we're gonna mention some of the common issues. The first one is gonna be the indicator self-canceling mechanism. Most of Alfa Romeo 166 suffer from this. Next, I'm also gonna mention the ICS. It can develop certain issues over time, and honestly, I personally don't think that it is devised well. Also gotta mention the sticky paint on plastic panels, which I fixed on this car. Lastly, there's the heater matrix, which is located under all of these plastics right here. Over time it starts to leak, and worst thing about it is that it leaks on the airbag module and on the automatic transmission module. Needless to say that it can get very costly to fix. So if you have 166 and didn't know about this issue, is the first thing you should check. In the end, I gotta say that Alfa Romeo 166 is a solid car, and I gotta admit that I struggled to find this car's cons. All of the common issues and other things that I mentioned are pretty insignificant. The one that's worst for me is the lack of parts. Anyway, that would be all for this video. If you liked it, hit the like button and support our channel by subscribing and by sharing our content with the rest of Alfisti.